Well, I must be honest with all of you guys. When the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to take on the New England Patriots this weekend for Week 8 NFL action, I was not really all that optimistic that the Pittsburgh Steelers can get it done. And I don't think many people were either. I think a lot of people thought that the Patriots were going to do as they always do to the Steelers and pretty much kick Pittsburgh around and really win convincingly like they did last year when they won 39-26. However, far could be true after this past weekend from the Steelers. And I must say, after the 25-17 victory that the Steelers had achieved over the New England Patriots, I must say I am pleasantly surprised, and I also admit I also pleasantly admit that I was wrong about what I thought the game would be like. I thought the Patriots would beat the Steelers. I thought the Steelers had a lot of holes. I thought the Patriots would exploit them, and I thought that even though the Steelers might be able to put some points up, I thought the Patriots would put more points up, and I thought that there was going to be, and I thought in the end the offensive line was going to make or break it, and I thought that the defense, which has been pretty bad all year, or unusually bad all year, that they were going to stay bad. That's just how I thought it was going to go. But I was wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong. Actually, I'm thrilled to be wrong. Don't want to show too much emotion on this video, but I was actually in A gear. I treated this game like it was the Super Bowl, so I was really into it, and I really wanted to see a Steeler win, and I really wanted to be wrong about what I thought this game would show. So the Steelers come out victorious, and they won 25-17. I thought pretty much it was a solid effort. Okay, now like I said last week, I was actually pretty happy last week too with the Steelers' performance, but not as happy as I was this week, and I'm going to be the first to say it. This is probably the happiest I've been with the Pittsburgh Steelers performance since the AFC Championship game when we played the New York Jets. I thought that was just that solid, and pretty much all the way around, I thought the Steelers played a hell of a football game, and there were very few mistakes. I mean, I'll get to a couple of the concerns I have taken from this game in a minute, but I don't really have that many concerns. I thought the offense played well. On the offensive line, give him credit. When Ben Roethlisberger passed, he passed for 50 times. I think he passed 50 times, completed 36 passes, threw over 300 yards. I think he was actually closer to 400 yards than he was down to 300 yards. So he had a career day, a season high. He had 2 touchdowns and an interception, which came in the first quarter. I was not really pleased with that interception and that play call to throw it deep downfield on 3rd and 17. At that point in the time, you had a 10-0 lead. Your defense just caused a 3-and-out. So I say draw handoff, get some yards, get some field position, and kick the ball back, and trust that your defense can play as good as they did on the first drive, and show some confidence in them. I know the fans all here, we wouldn't have been, I mean, I'll admit right out that I probably wouldn't have been confident punting the ball. However, I did not think on 3rd and 17 that you should be throwing it in tight windows like that. I would just took some yards, easy gimme yards, field position, change field position, punt the ball, and force the Patriots to drive it on you. And as a coach, okay, this is me saying this as a coach, that's what I would have done. Okay, I would have had hope and confidence in my defense to make sure that the Patriots don't drive the length of the field on you and cause another 3-and-out like they did on their first series. They already proved it once. So as a coach, you need to have confidence in them. And I think throwing it down the field like they did, that was dangerous because that did lead to a 10-7 game. However, the Steelers came back. They scored another touchdown, and it was 17-7. And the Steelers never looked back from there. It was a good performance, as I said, on both sides of the ball, especially on offense. Offensive line did very well, as I talked about. Ben Roethlisberger played very well, I thought. This take away the interception, he did very good. And also, I think when they needed to run the ball, they ran the ball. And I think that the Steelers down the road need to look at each defense and plan their game accordingly to how that defense is. When it comes to the Ravens, I don't think you can pass 50 times because you have Ed Reed that's out there in the secondary, and Ray Lewis is always good. And you got a very solid defensive line. I mean, Nada. They're just very good. I mean, Suggs will be putting pressure on him. It's just a very physical team. And if you throw 50 times against the Ravens, I don't think you're going to win that game. However, against the Patriots, in their terrible pass defense, that is what the Steelers needed to do. And I think that the Steelers need to derive their offensive game plan based on the weakness of the other team's defense. And with the Ravens, that's going to be much tougher. But when it came to the Patriots, who can't stop the pass and give up yards over the air, you pass the ball. And that's what they did. They threw it 50 times, nearly 400 yards passing and 2 passing touchdowns, a bunch of yards. Nice, long, sustained drive. And that's another thing, too. In the first quarter, the Pittsburgh Steelers had over 13 minutes of time of possession. Okay, they possessed the ball for 13 minutes and 30 some seconds. They possessed the ball to the Patriots measly 1 minute and 30 some seconds. That was good. That was very good. And the less times that offenses are on the field, the better off your defense will be, and the better off you'll be, because that means you will be going the length of the football field each time and scoring points. And I think that is very, very key. On the other side of the ball, the defense played very good. I thought very good, because I was bashing and trashing the Steelers defense all year long. I said they were soft. I called them soft on my Facebook as late as Saturday night before the big game, but they were anything but soft. Of course, Lamar Woodley, 2 more sacks to his collection. I mean, if this guy don't go to the Pro Bowl, I mean, God, I don't know what it'll take. If Lamar Woodley doesn't go to a Pro Bowl, I would call that a major snub. He deserves it. However, concerned about his hamstring injury. He did injure his hamstring in the third quarter. But all things considering, it was great. It was a great performance by Lamar Woodley and that defense. I think Woodley should probably be the team defensive leader. I think he's just been that good. I mean, he's just been good all year. We called him out, and then I called him out anyway, and I'm sure other people did. I think more people did on the nightly sports call on KDKA. But after people called him out, he came out and he was just excellent. He was excellent at Arizona. He was excellent against Jacksonville. He was excellent here against New England. And it was just a great game plan. And Ike Taylor, I'll tell you what, Ike Taylor is so underappreciated in this league. I mean, he's like probably, this guy doesn't allow anything. This year he has been excellent covering people. Larry Fitzgerald, under 100 yards receiving against Ike Taylor. Wes Welker, only 32 yards on 6 receptions. That is excellent. And you can go down the line of other good receivers, and likely he will be matched up against Anquan Bolden this weekend. He will probably need to have a good game because the problem with the Cardinals is their pass defense was weak, so therefore Anquan Bolden ran holes, in that defense and took advantage of them. But if it wasn't for Anquan Boldin doing that, the Ravens and Joe Flacco would have been on a lost island pretty much the entire game, and just like they were in the first half before they came back in the second half. So I like the matchup. I think Ike Taylor should be on Anquan Boldin, shut him down, because Ike Taylor doesn't allow anything over the air. So that's what they need to do again against Baltimore this weekend, Sunday night game on NBC. So it was good. He played good. The secondary in general was good. I mean, Keenan Lewis, excellent job. I mean, this was excellent. I mean, they stay with their man. And I said this in the last video that the only chance the Steelers would have is if they stayed with their man, because I didn't think they were going to get pressure, although they did get pressure, and I was very impressed with that. But I thought that they weren't going to get much pressure, so I would have dropped 8 in the coverage, and I would just let the chips fall where they might. But at the same time, encourage and challenge the linebackers, the safeties, and the cornerbacks to stay with your guy. Don't let them get open. Stay man-to-man on them. If you do that against the Patriots, you're going to win the game. That is a guarantee. Can the Giants do that this coming weekend in Foxborough? We'll see. But the thing is, if you do that to the Patriots, if you man-to-man them, if you man them up, don't let them out of your sight. Don't let the receivers out of your sight, the tight ends out of your sight. You're gonna do good. You're gonna stop Tom Brady. That's what it takes. Is Tom Brady? I mean, he didn't turn the ball over this weekend in Pittsburgh, but he struggled. He was sacked. He was harassed, and he couldn't find anyone open. And that was the key. And that's why we forced 3 and outs. We forced punts. And that was a good job by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they need to do that again, and I have a feeling we're going to see them down the road, and that is exactly the same game plan they're going to have to do. They're going to have to do that, and they're going to have to show they can stop the run too, which they did very, very well. Overall, it was a great performance by the Steelers, and I have no complaints about this game at all, and I don't think anyone else should either. It was just great stuff, and I want to see that again from them, and they need to do that again this coming weekend. It's another big game against Baltimore. We got killed week 1 against them. We need to be a lot better this week, and we need to make bigger plays, and we need to make sure that the defense steps up to the physicality that the Ravens are going to bring. It's going to be a close game unless we play stupid, okay? Because you got to assume the Ravens are going to keep themselves in it with their defense. Their defense is still good. It might be older in age, but it's still very good. It's still a top 10 defense, and you need to treat them as such. Now, like I said, concerns of mine, field goals in the red zone. That's a concern of mine. That's what happened in New England. Can't have that. If you get in the end, if you get to the goal line, you have to score touchdowns. You can't score field goals. That could have been a recipe for disaster against New England, the way they can score and how capable they are of scoring. But luckily, we had a very good defense to bail us out. Okay, and also, the kicking game beyond 40 yards, that's a problem. We got to start making 40-yard field goal attempts. I understand it's Heinz Field, and Heinz Field sucks, and I do not like the grass or the grass turf that we have there at Heinz Field. I think it sucks, and I do not like it. But at any rate, you got to adapt to it, and you got to kick, accordingly in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field. The Patriot kicker could do that. The Steeler Sweezem could not. Okay, that could have been a big difference, and probably was a big difference in how he ran the game in the fourth quarter, especially the 2-minute offense at the end of the game to run out the clock. Okay, but luckily, and oh yeah, how about Troy Polamalu and what he did? That was funny at the end when he punched the ball into the end zone, and the Patriots could do nothing about it. Gave us 2 points. So Polamalu, MVP just for that awesome move. Anyway, That's all I have to say for this week. Like I said, we will play Baltimore this coming weekend. So, until next week, also stay tuned for more DVE videos. I'll try to upload some more this week. Enjoy, everyone. Thank you.